Welcome back to Movies TV Mad. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Movies TV Mad. And welcome to Movies TV Mad Live. Smash the like button. Check out my poll. Would you like to see a Superman Golden Age movie? I have a thread about this. I'm going to read it. So please bear with me. Right. So we go on here, Trilogy. I like You'll Be a Man of the People. Trilogy. Lois Lane, however, should be white, though, because Superman is white. It's best to keep them connected in a way. I feel it's better that way. Well, they'll be connected as people who are in love. You don't have to have two people from the same color falling in love. Of course, we live in the 21st century, so that's perfectly acceptable to me. 80s rewind the time to 90s. I heard all about this Superman. I really don't like the direction they're going, but honestly, I just want to see a Superman movie. Trilogy, 80s. I have to agree. I voted this because I know the movie message will be great, but this won't be the total Superman we want. This is a bit woke, and also Superman should always fly. Right. Before I give you this information about the leaked plot for Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams' Superman set in the Golden Age, I'm going to set the scene for you. In the very first Action Comics #1, the very first Superman comic, Superman could not fly. He didn't have frost breath. He didn't have heat vision. He leaped from skyscraper to skyscraper. They're the originals of Superman. That's the original story of Superman. And he was all about social justice. He would beat up cruel employers who were cruel to his employees. He would beat up cruel landlords. He would beat up husbands who were beating up their wives. These are the origins of Superman. And this is what Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams are reaching for. Trilogy. Oh, if it's comic accurate, then let's go. I'm with it. Yes, it's absolutely comic accurate. Now, I'm going to read it to you, the thread from this person who leaked this on Twitter. Now, I would have spoken about this on today's DCEU Daily, but I hadn't been given the information till afterwards. So I'm very excited about this because I haven't known what to think about Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams and what they were planning. So let's give this a read. While the project was originally intended to be a period piece, the final draft submitted by Coates recently is not a period piece. So I'm assuming this film will be set in the modern era. 2. It's not about a black Superman being a victim of racism. Rather, it uses Superman's alien heritage as a parallel to racism. They are, however, going through with colorblind casting. So colorblind casting means that anyone can audition for this role. A white person, a Native American person, Latino, Asian, anyone. 3. Superman is heavily nerfed, being taken back to his Golden Age roots. He can no longer fly, but he can instead leap tall buildings in a single bound. He also lacks heat vision, frost breath, and X-ray vision. He also described as moving at Mach 7. Very interesting. 4. They do have descriptions of the characters in the script, which gives away their races. Lois Lane is written with an Asian actress in mind. Perry White is written as an African-American man. He's already been played by an African-American man, Larry Fishburne, not a big deal. And Jimmy Olsen is described as a freckled redhead, not race-bending with Jimmy. Jimmy Olsen is actually a very important character, so I'm happy they're giving him some comic book accuracy, and it looks like he will be Superman's best pal. For me, this is a fabulous concept. A young teenage boy, a school leaver, becoming Superman's best pal. I've always enjoyed the element of Superman. 5. The film is currently utilizing the Golden Age version of the Ultra-Humanite as the main antagonist. Although this may change, at no point in the story does he use the albino gorilla body. So, Ultra-Humanite. I've never heard of this villain. If someone's heard of this villain, let me know. 6. The script is rather long, clocking in at 165 pages. This may be due to the fact that the film is being written as an awards contender rather than a regular superhero film. I like that idea. It portrays Superman as a champion of the oppressed. I like that. That's how he was in the original Action Comics. The government hates him, but the people love him. That is who Superman is. 7. The film is a love letter to Jerry Siegel. I like this. And Joe Shuster, the original comics creators. It also has a dedication to them. Pa Kent's character is based off of Jerry Siegel. Based off Jerry Siegel. It actually has a dedication to a lot of writers such as Jack Kirby, who serve as an inspiration for Dan Turpin. So this is really good. Dedicated to the people who created Superman. So Coates looks like to have a very good handle here so far. So he says, that's all I know for now. I'll make sure to return when I have more info. Now, this is Cherry Faluda. He's on Twitter. You should check him out, at Cherry Faluda. He's only been on Twitter since last September, like My Time to Shine, which is interesting. But I do like what I'm hearing. Someone commenting, fans would rather see Henry Cavill back in Man of Steel 2 instead. I'm not sure. I think that die-hard Superman fans would rather see this. And I know that's a controversial thing to say. I tell you why they would rather see this. Because actually, this is something I've been saying about a Superman movie for a long time. That we should take him back to his golden age Action Comics roots. And you could actually do something very, very interesting here. So, what we got? Trilogy, is it filming? They haven't started filming yet. 80s rewind to times 90s. Cavill can even try out for this film, which is very cool. Trilogy, I think I'd rather get the Man of Steel sequel. I think a lot of people, some people will say that. I would rather go with this, actually. Because the Man of Steel sequel actually comes from a much maligned version of this franchise. So, listen, it looks like, I don't know if this has even been greenlit. Obviously, Discovery, Zaslav, and the people who will be running the DC studios would have to greenlight this. This script, I don't think, has been greenlit yet. This is just a completed script. There's obviously looking at it. Scott Edwards, what's up? Good evening, Scott Edwards. So wow, I must admit, I do like this idea. And I must admit, I've been hearing a lot of rumblings in the past few days about this script, and I didn't hear the information, and I was a bit, But this is what I've always said they should do with Superman. I know different people will want different wants and needs. It's interesting that they want this to be an awards type of movie. Isaac Meg said it's, hey Meg, what is a Superman Golden Age movie? Is it just a regular Superman movie or is it something unique? Isaac makes edits, right? It is based on the original Action Comics. That's what the Golden Age is. When Superman couldn't fly when he first launched into comic books, he leaped from skyscraper to skyscraper. He wasn't as strong as he would later become. This is literally the origin of Superman, dedicating it to Siegel and Schuster, having a Jimmy Olsen, a source material, a faithful source material, Jimmy Olsen. I like that. I have no issue with an Asian actress playing Lois Lane. That's not a big deal. We've had an African American in Larry Fishburne already played Perry White. Not a big deal. Scott Edwards, looks like DC will still plans on releasing their films. I'll get to that in a minute, Scott. But what I would warn all of you about Cinemacon and these 4 movies being plugged. We already know we can't trust this studio. We already know that things are not right at the DCEU. And they can plug these films. They can release them. But how are they going to do at the box office? This is the problem with that. Isaac makes edits. Wait, a Superman who can't fly? Yes, Isaac makes edits. In the original Action Comics, he couldn't fly. He jumped from skyscraper to skyscraper. They're going back to the source material. 80s rewind at times 90s. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm just so tired of origin films. Man of Steel 2 sounds awesome. But like I said, I take anything Superman at this point. I don't mind origin stories. There will be no flashbacks to Krypton. So he's literally, I think, already on Earth when we begin this story. So this is not really a Krypton movie. This is him in his Action Comics origins. Scott Edwards. Elizabeth Tulloch is the most serious Lois Lane we've ever had on screen. She's not my favourite, by the way. I like Margot Kidder and Smallville's Erica Durance. Liz is great, and I'm happy for her, but she's not really, to me, she doesn't feel as Lois Laney to me as Erica and Margot Kidder did. Isaac makes edits. So Superman wasn't able to fly in his upbringing, but does he eventually learn to fly? Right. Listen to me. In the original comics, as Superman, he didn't fly. He leaped from skyscraper to skyscraper. He wasn't originally as strong as he would be later on in the comics. Now, I think this is really good, because I do think in Justice League he was overpowered when he was beating the shit out of Steppenwolf. Trilogy, 80s, yeah, that's why I like the Batman. It throws you into year 2, but touches on it, not have you wait. But Superman should always have an origin, so give me this movie, just don't shove woke into my head. Well, as I read, there will be a parallel for racism in the fact that Superman's an alien, and that's how he's going to parallel racism. They can't help themselves, of course, they're obsessed with racist commentary, but I think that could be an interesting take as well. Scott Edwards, she's kind of an older Lois Lane now. Yeah, she's not Lois Lane to me. I'm glad everyone likes her, and that's cool. But Margot Kidder and Erica Durance are my Lois Lanes. Reno Jack, this sounds like a good chance to put a fresh coat of paint on Superman while re-establishing his roots. Exactly. Many fans are going to be fucking wetting themselves with excitement. And I'm talking about Superman comic book fans, not DCEU Superman fans. 80s rewind, the times 90s. I agree, Trilogy. I love DC movies. I've just seen so many origin films. What Matt Reeves did was very interesting and cool. Of course, we can't judge a film we haven't seen yet, and we've only got a thread from a scooper on Twitter about. So that's very important to understand that. So 16 vote poll, would you like to see a Superman Golden Age movie? 75% yes, no 25%. But yeah, look, as far as I'm concerned, this is a really good idea. And bloody hell, my feed, what's going on? Oh my God, Mick. Squidward, will Warner Discovery address the future of Arrowverse at their presentation? I have no idea. Trilogy, they're not liking an alien is okay, I'm cool with it. But if Wonder Woman 84 happens in this film, I'm going to storm out of the theatre. Well, listen, I like the story. I like the fact they're going back to the roots of the comics. But I've still got to find out if this is greenlit, who's directing it, if they're going to go woke with the director. I'm very interested to see who directs this movie. And it all depends for me who directs this movie. So if it's just some choice, inclusive choice, and I don't rate this director, I will, of course, have issues. But at this moment in time, because now this is not definitely a Superman of colour. This is not Black Clark Kent. It could still be Black Clark Kent, but they are asking people from all races and all backgrounds to audition for this movie. Alex, have you seen The Northman and what did you think of it? Yes, a very good revenge thriller, very brutal and bloody. I really enjoyed it. Scott Edwards, Erica Durance is the most comic accurate Lois Lane. I think so. But Margot Kidder was the first for me. Obviously, there were others. There were a couple in the original The Adventures of Superman back in the 50s. But yeah, I mean, Margot Robbie is the Dawn. Not Margot Robbie. How dare I even mention Margot Robbie and Margot Kidder in the same sentence? Margot Kidder is the Dawn, the GOAT. But Erica Durance was great. Ages rewind at times. Notice Reno Jack. Yeah, he has. I agree, buddy. Here's the director. Greetings, Mick. I'm honestly tired of the mess WB is, I'm sadly no longer interested in anything they make. That's fair enough. Trill J, I don't know, but if better be a white guy. Sorry, but I don't need any other race directing. Or we know what will happen, and please don't put it with Patty Jenkins' Wonder Woman. If Patty Jenkins directs a Superman movie, I'm going to smash my head live on this channel through that window. Isaac makes edits. Hey, Mick, what is your criteria for a Superman actor? Well, of course. Well, look, at the end of the day, clearly it could be someone from a minority background. So I can't sit here and say he's got to be white, he's got to have the spit coat, he's got to have the hair. Obviously, got to be 6 foot, got to be tall, got to look strong, and got to be a great actor. Christopher Reeve is the best actor to ever play Superman. Facts. Brandon Routh, great actor considering he came from a soap background. Henry Cavill is royally trained in the United Kingdom. Very good actor. Tom Welling wasn't the strongest of actors at first, but got stronger and stronger. So, look, I just want someone tall and strong and who can perform this role to its maximum capacity. Reno Jack, the Northman followed a tried and true formula for a revenge tale, but it still had a few unexpected twists. For me, it's not a tired formula. A revenge story is one of the classic stories you can tell. That's not a tired formula, and it's not done very often these days. I'll tell you what a tired formula is. Superhero movies, superhero TV shows. But we're still watching them, and we still get excited for them. Trill J, but you know what? Long as Superman isn't dark, don't care. Give me that J.J. Abrams soups. Scott Edwards, do you think making an original character White Canary for the Arrowverse was a bad idea? I don't really have an opinion on White Canary that much, Scott. She's played well by Katie Lotz. Katie Lotz is Sarah Lance. Has had a great journey since the very original Arrow. So, yeah, that's how I think. Scott Edwards, Tyler is an amazing Superman. He is. Reno Jack, no, not tired. I said tried and true. All right, fair enough. I misread you. I apologize. I thought the Northman was great. So did I. Sorry about that, Reno Jack. But yes, so I like this because it's taking the character back to its source material. So they're trying to do something while trying to mix identity politics in it as well. But this is where we are. We're never going back to the old days of total entertainment. Scott Edwards, Sarah Lance does not exist in the comics. Yes, I know that, yes. But I'm talking about Sarah Lance in Arrowverse and the journey she's been on. Sister Director, WB has Henry as Superman and he's willing to continue. But what's the beef that WB really has with him? I really hope Discovery makes some major changes because as a fan, I'm truly exhausted. John, do you think WB will announce any new DC projects at Cinemacon? I think they may wait for the upfronts to do that, the WB Discovery upfronts, but you never know, John. Anything's possible with these people. Now, they should be announcing things for the next 2 years. So I expect the date for Batgirl. Reno Jack, never a problem, sir. I know reading all of our messages is not an easy task when they're popping up at you. Very true. Thank you for being understanding. Isaac makes edits. Wait, a Superman origin movie is in development. Oh my God. Oh my God. Yes, that's what it is. It's a reboot. It's an origin movie. It's nothing to do with the DCEU. And the way I feel about the DCEU right now, that makes me really happy. Trill J, Lois Lane better be a fine Asian, lol. Gotta have my boy Soups getting a bad. Listen. I could say that in a perfect world, they wouldn't race bend, but they're going to do that, whatever we do. This is where we are now. So just at least get good people to play these roles. Isaac makes edits oil. I think Isaac makes edits has been drinking. But yeah, I like it. I really, really do like it. And I've been wanting to do this video, this live earlier, but I was running late. Because when something breaks like this, you don't know what I'm like. I want to go live. I want to talk about this. And when you find something on Twitter, you can't keep on talking on Twitter, or you lose the actual thing you want to read out, right? So, yeah, on the surface, I like this. I like it going back to Superman's roots. Now, this has been leaked for a reason. John, why has WB not done anything about Miller or Amber? Listen, considering they're plugging 4 movies at Cinemacon, it looks like, look, Amber may be scrubbed out by the time we see this movie. And this is another issue, John, isn't it? They can release these films, but it doesn't mean they're going to make any money. People are going to boycott The Flash now. And if Amber's in Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, unfortunately, just like they boycotted Fantastic Beasts 3, they're going to boycott these movies. Isaac May said, sorry, those 2 messages was a mistake. The delete button and send button are right next to each other. Trilogy. John, don't know, but let's focus on the Superman news. This is great. Yes, I agree. Isaac makes edits. Is it possible for this new Superman could connect to the Batman, even the tiniest of chance it could? Well, it depends. Matt Reeves and J.J. Abrams are great friends. They've made projects before. They're very close. But I would imagine this could be in its own universe. I think the future of DC live action maybe may not be in one universe, but people doing their own things on different Earths. Again, I'm fine with that. Trilogy, Isaac, no, 2 different times. Reno Jack, I would love if the setting in Metropolis is truly bright and looks like the golden era. In a way, they should make it the polar opposite of Reeves' take on Gotham. Well, the thing is with Metropolis, it should be a bright, bustling city. It's not dark. It's got crime in it, but it ain't Gotham City. It's the exact opposite. It's the exact opposite of Gotham City. So I would like to see them do something special. But clearly here, they've got to pick a director. And I think I will be focusing on that as we go ahead. But this isn't definitely green-lit. All we know is that a script has been completed. Warner Brothers Discovery are obviously looking at it. But this is not a green light yet. And they could change it up. They may go through this layer and make him fly. But I think this is a good idea, right? Superman was well overpowered in the Snyder Cut and in Justice League. I didn't like how easily he beat Steppenwolf. There's overpowered and there's overpowered. Trilogy, I just hope he flies doing an emotional scene in the movie. Like maybe he loses his best friend and flies with tears in his eyes. That would be cool. Scott Edwards, you should do a detailed video of how you would have done the Arrowverse as a film franchise, like villains and everything. That would be a good idea. It would take a lot of hard work for me to do that, but we can do that at a later date for sure. Reno Jack, will you be optimistic if J.J. Abrams is announced as the director? Yes. For me, that would be the perfect solution for me. Let me tell you why. J.J. Abrams has his issues. This is the man who came up with the Lost concept, right? This is the man who created Alias. This is the man who co-created Fringe. So he's made some mistakes in his career. I would say television is more of his strength than movies, but he also did Star Trek 2009, which was great. I would be very happy if JJ was directing this because he's a hardcore Superman fan. And clearly he sat down with Ta-Nehisi Coates and they've both decided to take Superman back to his roots. I think this is a very, very good idea. I think Discovery would be excited about this, and I think everyone would be behind this, but we have to wait and see. Scott Edwards, would you have made Supergirl or White Canary the third main hero after Green Arrow and The Flash? Supergirl would have been my third introduction for sure. Trilogy, he should direct this. I agree. Listen, he's got his issues, but he is a good director. He's a very good director. So I know lots of people don't like him, but I would be happy, right, with him doing it. And it's clear that Discovery said to him, forget this black suit, man. Forget this period piece and, do what you're going to do, but set it in the modern era. Alex, if JJ puts his heart over his money, he could make a really good shit. I agree with you, Alex. Reno Jack, I even like JJ's work on The Force Awakens. I thought that trilogy went off the rails after they switched directors. Yes, The Force Awakens is okay. Alex correcting himself, saying film. Isaacs makes edits. Even if the Batman and Superman don't connect right now, is the possibility open for the future when both directors have established their characters and city? Maybe. Henrik, evening all. Good evening, Henrik. Scott Edwards, Green Arrow movie, Flash movie, Supergirl movie, White Canary movie, then a Justice League movie, Trilogy. Scott, I mean, either way, it's cool. But Arrowverse is sort of old news. Let's get fear to DC right now. CW, who disrespect our characters. Yes, Trilogy. Let's respect Scott Edwards, though, because he's a big Arrowverse fan. But I totally understand what you're saying, Trilogy. John, which is better, Man of Steel First Flight or Wonder Woman 1984 First Flight? This is interesting, John, because Wonder Woman 84 is a barrel of shit, but that First Flight was pretty cool. But I would vote for Man of Steel. And obviously the First Flight for Reeves Superman is beautiful as well, considering they didn't have CGI. Alex Studios, love JJ too. He brings in the money. Well, not all. Well, he does actually, even when his movies are not very good. Scott Edwards, you mean a stan, lol? A stan, a fan, a stan, whatever. But yeah, look, listen. I didn't know what Coach was going to do with his Superman script. Clearly they did. This is why it's taken so long as well. They probably didn't like the original pitch and they sent him back to do something else. Now, if you're a Henry Cavill fan, there's rumors that this script makes space for Henry Cavill's Superman still to be a thing in DC live action. How that works, I don't know, but that's an interesting rumor too. Trilogy, John Man of Steel, in my opinion, she should have never took flight and did Superman pose in a film. That hates men. Well, let me explain to you about the politics of her flying, because there's political commentary in it. So as soon as Steve Trevor dies, she can fly. Basically, what Jenkins is saying here, Steve Trevor was holding her down. Men hold women down. So once he's gone, she can fly. That's the toxic messaging there. Reno Jack, WB should tread lightly in reinventing their core DC heroes. No need to be over-ambitious and rush into another connected universe after the failure of the DCEU. Let it slowly build. Scott Edwards, I still have hope for Arrowverse. Superman and Lois is killing it, and the Flash are both getting more seasons. Well, the Flash might be getting one more season in season 9, and that might be it. And I don't think the people behind Superman and Lois have much interest in crossover, Scott. Scott Edwards, I still have, all right, Trilogy, Reno Jack. Well, they did it with the Batman, so was it WB or someone's vision? Well, it's important to understand that WB brought in Matt Reeves, that they allowed him to have his freedom to do his own vision. So credit on this score, this time, credit to them for doing that. But the thing is with this is Ta-Nehisi Coates' vision. And this is not going to be a director's vision. That's the difference here. Red Panda, Amber Heard is gone, Gil, in real life. Scott Edwards, do you think Supergirl is still active in the Arrowverse? I have no idea how the show ended, so I don't know. If it ended in a way that she's still active, then she's still active. So I actually think this is very, very exciting. Right, if anyone wants me to go through that Superman Golden Age thread again, I can do. Chill J, man, you know what this Superman movie finally hit? I'm going to predict 1 billion. I hope so, Trill J. I'm not making any predictions myself because I see it as bad luck. I hope so. And I appreciate your enthusiasm. Reno Jack, Trill J, I don't even really want Pattinson in an extended universe personally, but if they do that, it's a good first step. They need to refresh the characters individually before combining them. Look, I think the DCEU is toast. I really do. I don't even know what they're thinking of with even plugging these films as Cinemacon. But anyway, they've made them and they have to release them. I actually think a couple of them, or at least The Flash, may be dumped on HBO Max. Abraham Herrera, good evening. Mick, good evening. Good evening to you, Abraham. Henrik, yes. Will Supergirl cameo? They haven't talked about her on Superman and Lois. Sure, read the thread. So, Superman and Lois is set in the Arrowverse, but it's like someone being embarrassed of an old uncle at a party. That's what the rest of the Arrowverse is to Todd Helbing, who runs Superman and Lois. Let's not admit too much about that. Let's do our own thing. And I think he's right here. Trill J, Reno Jack, I don't want Rob in an extended world. He's the actual Batman who works alone. I just want a good Batverse. They can nod to only Superman, but never a JL. Rob is good alone in being Batman. John, what are your favorite Ben Affleck movies, not superhero movies? Changing Lanes with Samuel L. Jackson is great. What else has he been in? Good Will Hunting, of course, was really his and Matt's big break. They wrote the story as well. And Robin Williams supported them fantastically to get that movie off the ground. I haven't seen Armageddon. Armageddon's great. So they're my top threes. Abraham Herrera. DCEU isn't toast. Far from it. I think it is. Right now, we're talking about this leaked pitch for a brand new Superman movie set in the Golden Age. Reno Jack, Trill J, 100%. I'm good with Rob standing alone, as am I. But if they want to nod to another hero, it should be Superman only. And I think even Matt Reeves has alluded to this. So, is there anyone else who wants me to reread that thread about this Superman Golden Age movie that they're maybe making? Siesta Director Mick, I'm here listening to your awesome stream while I'm working on my comics. You motivate me with ideas to not make the same mistakes of DC. I've actually built my own universe, and this is fire. Awesome, Siesta Director. I appreciate your sentiments. Trill J Abraham, I agree. It's actually been good recently. It's just we live in fear from the past. Even Wonder Woman 84 was a good movie. Just not a good Wonder Woman film. And that's okay. Every film can't hit. The problem is, there's, Birds of Prey, Wonder Woman 84. Listen, it's a bastardized franchise. And I think it's dead. John, Mick, could you go through the Superman news again? Because I was a bit late. Definitely. Let me clear my throat, read these comments, and I'll be there with you. Reno Jack, DCEU isn't just toast. It's that burnt to a crisp toast that was left in the toaster for hours. Abraham Herrera, you think today's kids would like a Golden Age suit? Guys like you and I would love it, but I'm not sure these kids would. Yes, because it's actually set in the modern era. Do you think today's kids want to see Superman break somebody's neck? Checkmate. Right, let's reread this thread. This is the leaked plot for Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams' Superman. This was something originally that was going to be a period piece. It's not a period piece anymore. It will be set in the modern day, and anyone can audition for Superman, not just black, not just white, anyone from any ethnic background. Right. So before you kind of dismiss everything, listen to the thread. Reno Jack, F them kids, Michael Jordan. Oh dear. Right. 1. While the project was originally intended to be a period piece, the final draft submitted by Coates recently is not a period piece. 2. It's not about a black Superman being a victim of racism. Rather, it uses Superman's alien heritage as a parallel to racism. They are, however, going through with colorblind casting. Colorblind casting it means anyone from any background can audition. 3. Superman is heavily nerfed, being taken back to his golden age roots. He can no longer fly. He can instead leap tall buildings in a single bound. He also lacks heat vision, frost breath, and X-ray vision. He's also described as moving at Mach 7. 4. They do have descriptions of the characters in the script, which gives away their races. Lois Lane is written with an Asian actress in mind. Perry White is written as an African-American man. And Jimmy Olsen is described as a freckled redhead. No race bending with Jimmy. I'm a big Jimmy Olsen fan. I'm happy with that. 5. The film is currently utilizing the Golden Age version of the Ultra Humanite as the main antagonist. I don't know who that is, but I might have to Google that eventually. Although this may change, at no point in the story does he use the albino gorilla body. 6. The script is rather long, clocking in at 165 pages. This may be due to the fact that the film is being written as an awards contender rather than a regular superhero film. It portrays Superman as a champion of the oppressed. The government hates him, but the people love him. 7. And 7, this is the last bit. This film is a love letter to Jerry Siegel and Joe Shuster's original comics. It also has a dedication to them. Pa Kent's character is based off of Jerry Siegel. It actually has a dedication to a lot of writers, such as Jack Kirby, who serves as the inspiration for Dan Turpin. So that's the thread. And again, as I said when I first read it earlier, I like this. I like that this is a love letter to the source material. And I've had this idea myself going back years. I think this is the best way to deal with Superman. No more alien invasions, no more hardcore, ground Superman. Do something special with him. Abraham Herrera, all right. Isaac makes edits. How'd the plot get leaked? Who knows, my friend? They probably leaked it on purpose to see if people like it. Trill J, this is how it's supposed to be. The government is supposed to want to control him, but he doesn't work for them. He just does the right thing. That's right. Exactly, Trill J. That's who Superman is. And there was kind of ramblings of the same narrative in Man of Steel at the end, but it wasn't exactly there. Reno Jack, regardless of what happens, nothing will ever beat the scene from Superman 78 where Clark gets faked out by the payphone and they shoot it where you think it's a phone booth. Classic. Oh yeah, that's brilliant because he used to change in a phone booth, didn't he? Abraham Herrera, trying to appeal the Academy with superheroes hasn't worked yet, apart from Joker. John, it sounds like the early years of Smallville. Does it? I'm not sure about that, but I like it. I like it because it's going back to the source material. They're respecting the source material. What they're doing is they're giving the audience something that they want while doing something that they want as well. It's called a compromise. It's a good idea. Children, what if they do the phone booth in the film? I hope so. It's iconic. I doubt they will, but I hope they do because it's something that harkens back to something special. This is going to be a love letter. I'm happy. As a big Superman fan, I am so happy that they're doing this. If it gets greenlit, which it hasn't done yet, as far as I know. Isaac makes edits just to make sure I understand this Superman. He will slowly gain his abilities through the film or maybe throughout each multiple films. The loss of his powers isn't anything permanent. Well, they're not a loss because in the original Action Comics #1, he couldn't fly. He leaped from skyscraper to skyscraper. No heat vision, no frost breath. No X-ray vision. He never had that till later on when they started doing the radio shows. So he hasn't actually been depowered. This is who Superman was in the vision and imagination of Siegel and Schuster, the two Jewish lads from Cleveland who created him. So this is the original concept for Superman. So I would imagine eventually they'll make him fly, because maybe he'll even fly at the end of the movie, right? But I like this. I think this is good. I think this could work. This could be a great launching pad for Superman to have his own franchise on his own, just like the Batman's doing. So I like it. I'm excited about this. I think this is great. Abraham Mick, you're talking about it as if it was in production already. Do you know something we don't? Well, the script has leaked, right? There's a good chance they'll greenlight it, but as far as I know, they haven't greenlit it yet. But it's a completed script. How long ago this script was completed, I really don't know. But yes, Abraham, I always hold things back. John, Clark never had all his powers at the beginning of Smallville. You're right. But also, in the original Action Comics, he didn't have all the powers that we see these days anyway. It was only later on when they added more powers to him. And a lot of Golden Age fans don't like the fact that the radio show added so many powers to him. So, if this is a good Superman story, and he's a hero, it doesn't bother me if he always just leaps, right? And he's just strong. It's okay with me. I would love, because we've seen the films where he's got the powers. It's not like we haven't got media that we can't go to where he can do everything. So they're being faithful to the original material. This is a very, very good thing. Reno Jack, Batman and Superman, the only hero franchises that can garner Academy attention because their stories are emotional and you can feel it. Yeah, and look, I mean, listen, as a Superman fan, I would be so proud to have a box office hit that's a Superman movie and a critically acclaimed and Academy Award winner, right? Because probably Superman the movie should have been an Academy Award winner because what they achieved there was amazing and it works. But just because it's written as an award nominee, it doesn't mean it's going to get the acclaim they want it to. But certainly, it seems like they're putting in the graft for this. I like this. I think this is great. Abraham Herrera, it's not like Superman needs all his powers to beat villains. Super strength is enough to beat anyone but Darkseid. Exactly. And I think they're probably going to go with a domestic villain. I don't understand who they're using as the villain because I don't know who that is. I think he's called Humanite or something. I don't know. Trilogy, I think this is one, may win one with the message they're trying to portray. Maybe. If it's portrayed and executed in the right way, I would imagine when they get a director in, the director and Ta-Nehisi Coates would have to rewrite the script together. So clearly, this film hasn't even got a director yet. We don't know who the director is. And that's where I might make my final decision. So if they go inclusive with this director, I won't be interested. If it's someone I can see doing a great Superman movie like this, going back to the source material, I would be very, very happy. It's who they choose as the director that matters. There certainly will be messages in this film. That's who Ta-Nehisi Coates is. He likes social justice commentary. And this is where we are today. And there's nothing we can do about it, unfortunately. But I certainly would love to see this kind of thing done. That's for sure. Superman needs a new take, right? We need a Superman that nobody's seen before. And going back to the source material, now, I don't know, but the rumors are that this film makes space for Henry Cavill to still exist in DC live action. How they do that, I don't know. That would mean, basically, that this Superman isn't part of the DCEU. Trill well, it all depends on this film. John, did any of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies get any awards? I think VFX-wise, they did win some awards because they did such a great job. No CGI in 78. So yes, I mean, when I found this out, I only found this out when I was listening to Ping Pong Flicks about 3 hours ago when I was having a shower and getting shaved. And when he mentioned the guy's name who posted the thread, I went onto Twitter, I read it, I thought, yeah, this is what we're talking about tonight. And I'll probably do another video about it tomorrow because it is exciting. This is the most exciting thing I've heard in about DC live action for weeks and weeks and weeks. It's positive. Instead of going on about these delayed movies and how disappointed I am, because I am really disappointed. I mean, Christopher Reeve should have been nominated as Best Actor. No question about that. Abraham Herrera, Tarantino has a twisted concept of Superman. Remember the Superman monologue in Kill Bill? Oh, I love it. That's amazing. I'd be down for a Tarantino Superman. So would I. I just don't think this is it. Maybe in the future. I mean, I was excited about a Tarantino Star Trek. I mean, who the fuck knows what that would be about? But it's Tarantino, so it's going to be unique, right? It's just, look, they've been trying to find a way to make Superman relatable for years. I think going back to the Golden Age, Action Comics #1 is a good way of doing it, but setting it not in the Golden Age era of 1938, but actually in the 21st century. I think this story is tailor-made to have a Superman who's into social justice and fighting for the oppressed, because everyone feels oppressed these days. So I'm pleasantly surprised that this is what Coates has delivered, to be honest. So it's going to be interesting. But, Trilogy, I keep thinking of Marilyn Manson when I hear Golden Age low. But, yeah, because I think they know now. Everything, look, Discovery have said to them, we want Superman, and we want good Superman. We want Superman that people are going to celebrate. If you we don't want another Superman that kills people. We don't want evil Superman. We want to give the people the OG Superman. John, do you know why there was problems with Superman 4? Yes, I know the whole Superman 4 story. And I'll tell you, right, when Superman the movie was being made, the people who produced that movie were the Salkinds. The Salkinds basically paid Warner Brothers to use Superman's IP, but Warner Brothers distributed the movie. They were in charge. When Supergirl was a flop, which the Salkinds produced as well. So after Superman 3, they decided they didn't want to do Superman anymore. So then a company called Golan Globus decided to produce Superman 4. Golan Globus were very, very ambitious. They were from Canon. They wanted to make a Spider-Man movie. They made a He-Man movie. They made a lot of movies. But ultimately, they ran out of money, John. They ran out of money. They withdrew the budget from the film. And that's why Superman 4 ended up like that. The original idea for Nuclear Man was to be a bit like Bizarro, and there's even some deleted scenes on the internet about that. It was going to be a huger movie, and that's a shame. But the film still, even though it's a mess, and they withdrew the budget, Superman 4 has still got a special place in my heart. Reno Jack, speaking of Tarantino, Mick, are you familiar with the film True Romance? Oh, yeah, I love it. Everything he does is amazing. Trilogy, if this movie is good, how about 2 trilogies of him getting his powers and going on adventures? Maybe, depending what they want to do. Clearly, they want to make some statements with these films. So I don't know what the actual plan is, but this could be a great launching pad because we need great Superman. We need great DC movies. We've got to do movies that people, like from the Marvel fandom, ain't going to keep on mocking. Real movies. This is going to be a real movie. The Batman is a real fucking movie. The Joker is a real fucking movie that made over $1 billion, right? So let's make real movies about these heroes. And let's stop twisting the narrative. Let's stop shaving against the grain. Let's have Superman be Superman, a pure-hearted hero from Krypton in Kansas who loves people and cares about people, right? This is what we want now. Because at the end of the day, you know, Superman cannot be fucked with. And by going back to his source material, this is very respectful, but I would expect nothing less from J.J. Abrams, who's a huge Superman fan. Scott Edwards, Aquaman is better than the Joker. Listen, Scott, this is my opinion. Aquaman is a really good film. I like it, but I don't think it's better than Joker. My opinion, of course. Trilogy. I feel like DC mistake is they always leave off after the third film. Imagine if Batman and Supes get more than that like the comics. You keep the adventures going and just add on. Yeah, and listen, we could have had a great franchise with Superman and Batman, their friendship developing like in the comics. John, I read that they spent more money on Masters of the Universe movie rather than Superman 4. Well, this is an interesting story, John, because they ran out of money for Masters of the Universe and the director actually put his money in just to get it finished because Canon wanted to close the production down. So the director, bless him, actually put his hands in his pocket so they could finish the movie. I'm glad that he did because I love that movie. Reno Jack, all the potential in the world is there for Superman, but it has to be executed correctly. I couldn't agree more. Talk is cheap, you know. So, yeah, let's see. Scott Edwards, I just like the beautiful story and romance, and the action and the special effects are freaking amazing. I agree, Scott. Abraham Herrero, well, money isn't always the issue. Justice League cost about $500 million, and it was complete shit. Well, don't forget, that $500 million you're counting is actually adding what Snyder did as well. I don't think that film cost that much to do because a lot of the stuff was already there. Scott Edwards, do you like Green Lantern 2011? What I like about it is what they did on OR, the Green Lantern Corps Planet. That stuff was amazing. Abraham Herrera, a turd dried out in the sun is more interesting than Justice League. That film should never have happened. It's an embarrassment to Warner Brothers' 100-year proud history, but it did happen. And for me now, it's in the past because we got the Snyder Cut. So I don't need to think about that anymore because it's done. Reno Jack, Aquaman and Joker emo shouldn't even really be compared. The tones are totally different. I couldn't agree more. But the Joker is a real movie. The Batman is a real movie. That's what I call real movies. And I think we should go opposite to what Marvel are doing and make real movies because the Joker and the Batman work. They made money, right? But they were real movies. And there's depth to them as well. Trilogy, they need to start giving these trilogy films 200 million budgets. 100 million is not enough. We need good production and CGI with partial effects. Well, the problem with Walter Hamada is he makes films on a budget, and we've seen that budget. I mean, for example, you could tell the first Shazam was a low-budget film. Some of the VFX wasn't actually great. But David F. Sandberg said this time he was given more money. We'll have to wait and see what kind of film that is. But it's good to be getting some positive news from DC. Scott Edwards, the Arrowverse needs refocusing with a new event involving Flash, Superman and other JR members. I don't want to get your hopes up, Scott, so I'm not going to say it's going to happen. CS the director, Mick. Random question. Did you see the Call of Duty has a crossover with Godzilla and Kong? That's insane, but looks cool. We need movies to be like that That does sound interesting. I'm not much of a gamer, but yeah, sounds cool. John, thanks, Mick, for doing these live streams every day. You're welcome. It's my pleasure to talk to fellow nerds about what I love. Thank you. Thank you. Abraham Herrera, what we need is for superhero movies to get it out of sound stages and go film it on location. I'm so tired of green screen. Yeah, they've become so lazy, Abraham. Everything's green screen, everything's CGI, even the sky, even the night, even the moon. And you can tell, and it's pathetic. I couldn't agree with you more there, Abraham. Definitely. They're lazy. And I'd like this Superman film to be shot on location. I'd like to see as much as possible shot in the camera and not too much VFX CGI. Trill J, since the director, it was cool, but imagine if COD dropped that Affleck nightmare skin. They don't think enough. DC brings money. Scott Edwards, I think one of Zaslav's things will be refocusing the connectivity between Arrowverse. Since the director, practical effects is the way. Do you know what, Scott? I don't think, without disappointing you, that Arrowverse is his priority. Since the director, practical effects is the way. Well, look at Superman the movie. When Superman flies after that missile, it still looks good today. Reno Jack, Abraham agreed 100%. Fist bump. Let's look at my poll. 23 votes. Would you like to see a Superman Golden Age movie? Like me, yes, 74%. No, 26%. Scott Edwards, I mean, he might merge Arrowverse and film all into one thing. Maybe. John, did Hamada not want a Joker movie? No. He was worried that it would end up like the Snyderverse, right? He was so worried it was going to be a flop, he co-financed it. And what that did, because it was so successful, it lost Warner Brothers money. What do you think David Zaslav and Discovery are going to think about that? Would you want to be working with someone who lost the studio money? Think about that for a minute. Trill J, Scott, no disrespect, bro, but Arrowverse is not DCEU. That's the CW. You have to take that up with CW. I heard they actually want to sell CW. They are selling the CW, which probably means any Arrowverse that's left, like Superman and Lois, will be on exclusively on HBO Max. But you do make a good point there, Trill J. They're selling it. It's gone. Discovery want nothing to do with the CW. And to be honest with you, who can blame them? It's actually been making a loss. Look, the Arrowverse could have been great. Reno Jack, Jensen Ackles politicizing hard for the Batman role. I enjoyed his voice work on Long Halloween animated film, but not sure how he would do in live action. What do you think, Mick? Well, he wants to be in Gotham Knights, doesn't he? I think because Batman's dead, going to be dead in that series, but there will be flashbacks. So I think Jensen Ackles will be a great Bruce Wayne and Batman for those Gotham Knights flashbacks. So I would be very interested in this. He's clearly going to play Batman somewhere. We just don't know where. Here's the director. That's what I enjoy about old filmmakers. They used animatronics, real locations. Look at Jurassic Park, green screen. It's good for some things, but these movies are lazy and lack creativity. Well said. Scott Edwards, but they can still use the characters. Yep. CW can't use the characters. No, they're DC's characters. And if Warner Brothers don't own them anymore, they'll have to pay a lot of money. John, I love the Joker movie. It is very different from what I'm used to. Trill J, then look at that. They killed Batman off. Why? Then look at that. They killed Batman off. Why? I don't know. Well, because they don't like men. You know what they're like. They're mad. These are the producers of the Batwoman series. So expect nothing less. Trill J, Carrie Kelly being I better not read it just in case we get ourselves in trouble. But this is what they do. This is what they do. Unfortunately, this is what they do. And they will continue to do it. I don't think we'll ever go back to the way things were. Children, but you know what? I mean, Mick, I do. I do. Because instead of creating original roles, I mean, they did it with the main Batwoman. They created an original role for her, right? So she's Batwoman. Even though she's Batwoman, at least they created an original character for her. But listen, these people shouldn't be anywhere near entertainment, but they're connected. They've got their little Hollywood DNA, and that's how it works. Children, yeah, I've already read that. This is Movies TV Mad Live. We've been online, on air. We've had the stream for an hour. We have 3 viewers. It looks like I'm going to get the axe with these low ratings. I have 8 likes. Smash the like button if you haven't already. The poll's there. John, what are some of your favourite scenes in the Joker movie? I enjoyed the scene when Joker is dancing on the stairs. Obviously, that scene is iconic. I like what he does in the toilet or in that little room when he's moving about. I like the bit when Robert De Niro interviews him on the show and he blows De Niro's brains out. It really is the consequences of how you treat people in this world, and they'll break, and we face the consequences. He was being bullied by De Niro for the entire film, being mocked. And this is an interesting thing, actually, because Phillips did link this film's commentary in with Twitter, how we're all nasty to each other on Twitter. Now, think about this. Robert De Niro's character was Arthur Fleck's hero. And I can give you a parallel to this. How many times have I been on Twitter? I'm speaking to one of my heroes and we start arguing and they block me. This is exactly the same situation with Arthur Fleck and Robert De Niro's character, and he ends up killing him. He ends up killing his hero. His hero wasn't who he thought he was, as I found out about my heroes when I go on social media. Trill J, I wonder who will play Lois Lane. This will be very interesting. I actually kind of like it now. Yeah, listen, it's source material. It's very exciting if they do it properly. Says the director, Mick, I was watching Transformers the last night. That movie has amazing visuals, effects, but the story is horrible. Nothing makes sense. Why does Michael Bay use explosions for every action scene? Well, it's easier, isn't it? Then you don't have to actually do great cinematography. It's just an explosion. It looks dramatic. It's it's garnish. It's garnish, isn't it? Why does he use explosions for every action scene? Now you know. Reno Jack, Anya Taylor-Joy, the female lead in The Northman. I thought she was great, Mick. Very beautiful and played the role well. Yes, she's an up-and-comer and she's doing very well for herself. I mean, we're not going to start saying she's Greta Garbo or Vivian Lee, but yeah, she's good. She's definitely good. I don't think anyone in entertainment today can compare with the greats. But there's some talented people out there today, that's for sure. Reno Jack, oh no, about Super, the Golden Age Superman scoop sounds amazing. Yeah, listen, I'm very excited. I'm very, very happy about it. Let's see what they're going to do. Let's see if they actually do it. Fingers crossed. So I am really hyped for this. As I say, for months now and over a year, I've been wondering what Ta-Nehisi Coates was going to do because we knew what kind of writer he is. The fandom menace keep on saying he ruined Captain America at Marvel. I don't know because I never read it. Let's see if they can do it. Let's see what happens. I mean, it may never happen. They've got to green light it first. Let's see. But it's a positive step forward. John, and Anya Taylor-Joy is going to be in the Mario movie as Princess Peach. Oh my God, that's shocking. Trilogy, I hope when he finally flies, it is amazing. Well, let's hope so, because he's got some hard acts to follow. But yeah, I mean, I've never liked how Superman has flied. The only time I've liked how Superman has flied is in Superman the movie. And they didn't even have CGI back then. I didn't particularly enjoy how Snyder made him fly, to be honest. I didn't think it was terrible, but I don't think it compares to what Donna did. And then obviously in the TV shows, the flying's not that impressive anyway. Sister Director Mick, what do you think of how ripped Natalie Portman literally buffed up for New 4? She looked more interesting than Captain Marvel. I'm not that excited for Thor Love and Thunder. She didn't actually look that ripped to me, but obviously I blinked and I missed it. But super, Anya Taylor-Joy brings joy to me. Good. That's good news. But some positive DC news for a change, which makes me very, very happy. Reno Jack, I hate to be a downer, but personally I'm not thrilled for the Mario movie. Why not, Reno? Why not? I mean, I love the Mario games, but I'm not into whether they do a movie or not. Hopefully, it's as good as Sonic. Fingers crossed. Sister Doctor, does anyone know if the Mario movie will be live action or animated? No updates. It is animated. And Chris Pratt is playing Mario. Oh, yeah. And obviously tomorrow is Cinemacon. Now, I don't know what time Cinemacon starts tomorrow. So over here, I normally come on, I start the stream about 8 p.m. Cypriot time. I would imagine it's very early in the morning there. So I assume when I'm about to go to bed, maybe Cinemacon will start. So really, Cinemacon for me doesn't start till Wednesday when I wake up and I'll find some stuff out. Reno Jack, I love Mario games, but these video game movies come across to me as a blatant cash grab. Well, obviously, Reno Jack, yeah. I also can't stand the Jurassic World franchise, and I'm not huge on Chris Pratt. I think he's brilliant in Guardians. I don't know why everyone hates Chris Pratt all of a sudden. John, the people who've done the Despicable Me movies are doing the Mario movie, which means it's in good hands. Reno Jack, sorry to be negative about it, but it's just how I feel when I think about it. Fair enough. And because this whole Ta-Nehisi Coates and J.J. Abrams thing was put into development before Zaslav came in, Zaslav may not want to do this. We'll have to wait and see. It's interesting, though. It's interesting. That's for sure. But it doesn't mean it's going to happen. We've heard about it. That's cool. It's like the Flash movie. We've had all these leaks. Reno Jack, I don't really check out MCU, so I'm not familiar with Chris Pratt's work in Guardians, lol. That might be shocking to some. Maybe you should check him out then. Smash the like button. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed. If you have subscribed, please make sure you're still subscribed. Check out my poll. Would you like to see a Superman Golden Age movie? 24 votes, 75% yes, 25% no. Henry, what has J.J. Abrams actually done for WBDC Low? Well, at the moment, nothing. He's in development. He's developing stuff for them. Apparently. Allegedly. Who actually knows what the fuck's going on with this studio, though, Henrik? But that's the whole idea, that he's developing stuff. Constantine, Justice League Dark, Zatanna. Trilogy, funny how I rarely watch the MCU now. It just bores me. The stories aren't grounded enough. Do you know what? Phase 1, apart from the odd movie like Iron Man 2, was really good. Phase 2 was okay. I think the whole Infinity Saga was cool. But I think that the MCU should have finished, should have been done after Endgame. And they would have, it was like Harry Potter. After the Deathly Hallows Part 2, it finishes. It's that's it. They shouldn't have come back and done Fantastic Beasts. Look what a name they've given themselves now. But you just don't come back to Harry Potter again after the Deathly Hallows. It's great. And it's like after Endgame, they should have stopped. Reno Jack, Henrik, he's attached to Batman Cape Crusader animated series. John, the best Guardians of the Galaxy movie is the first one, Reno. It certainly is. It certainly is. Yeah, the second one got quite dark in the end, didn't it? It still had the James Gunn cringy comedy, though. Trilogy, I like the Loki show because it's grounded and I love the love story between him and Lady Loki, and it looks amazing. Fair enough. Right, guys, I'm going to read another 3 comments and I'm going to call it a day. Sinister Director, for me, the MCU all ended at Endgame. Now it's so boring and bland. Any updates on Twitter for DCEU? Not at the moment, my friend. Reno Jack, I will have to check it out on your recommendations. As a WWE fan, I can always support Batista. Yeah, Batista's very good in those movies. Henry, will we get a Green Lantern soon, or a series then movie? Who knows? They're supposed to be doing a series. Nothing more on that at the moment. James Gunn says Chris Pratt will never be replaced as Star-Lord in the MCU. If he ever was, we would all be going with him. Wow, that's a great piece of support. That's a great piece of support from James Gunn to Chris Pratt. And quite right too, because Chris Pratt hasn't actually done anything wrong. He's a Christian. He's a Republican. Leave the guy alone. What's wrong with that? I'm not religious. I'm not a Republican. I'm not right wing. But just because someone's religious and goes to church, right? And, it doesn't make him a bad person. This is ridiculous. Children, I hope Star-Lord reconnects with Gamora. I feel so bad for him. I think they will. They may even reconnect in the 4 movie. Who knows? A new Warner Brothers display at Cinemacon has showcased DC's upcoming theatrical slate, including Black Adam, The Flash, and more. Photos and details. John, I've got to go, Mick. I will be tuning in tomorrow. Thank you, John. Thank you very much for everything. I'll see you again tomorrow. Reno Jack, to be clear, my discontent for Chris Pratt is nothing to do with religion or politics. Right. Just before I go, I'm going to read this article about Cinemacon and DC, and then we're going to call it a night, okay? Right. Warner Brothers showcases 5 upcoming DC superhero movies at Cinemacon by Richard Nebbons of The Direct. Following Warner Brothers' merger with Discovery, the company looks forward to a big couple of years ahead with DC properties across various stories. Currently, fans are flocking to HBO Max to revisit Matt Reeves' The Batman, while the next few months hold highly anticipated releases for new movies on the big and small screen alike. Last month, the company announced a major reshuffling effort for the new live-action movies. Yeah, you could put it that way. Set within the DC Extended Universe, meaning that fans will have to wait until October for more of those stories. While Shazam! Fury of the Gods will now debut earlier than initially expected, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was set back a couple of months, and The Flash faced yet another round of setbacks, not including their lead actor. Even with these difficulties, Warner Brothers remains optimistic about its prospects moving forward. The company's superhero franchise looks to make a mark on the industry in the near future. That future will be highlighted at an upcoming fan convention, and a new report indicates which specific projects will take the spotlight for the leading studio. 5 DC movies coming to Cinemacon in 2022. Twitter user D. Hernandez shared an image of Warner Brothers DC lineup from Cinemacon 2022, which starts today in Las Vegas, Nevada. So it starts today. The location includes imagery of 5 upcoming DC projects, starting with the animated DC's Leagues of Super Pets coming to theaters on July the 29th. There will also be announcements for Black Adam, 10th to 21st, 22nd release date, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, 12th to 16th, 2022 release date, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, 17th of March, 2023, and The Flash, the 23rd of June, 2023. So they're definitely going to be talking about these movies. DC superhero movies ready to shine. They really are shills, these people, aren't they? Henrik, read in Grace's voice. Nope. Trilogy, so we need this Superman greenlit and the Batman sequel. Man, Cinemacon about to be crazy. It certainly is. Reno Jack, Super Pets is canon to the DCEU. It may as well be. With just over 3 months remaining until Warner Bros. Brings DC back to the big screen, this weekend is time to make another promotional push for the impressive slate of projects coming soon. While all 5 movies are in different stages of post-production, all of them should have the opportunity to bring something to the table for fans, especially with so little promo material out at this point, because that's how useless they are. League of Super Pets could bring a second full trailer after kicking off its promotional tour in November, bringing huge names like Kevin Hart and John Krasinski into the DC world. Additionally, the franchise's live-action stories may take this weekend to bring either the first signs of footage or a first full trailer to hype their releases. So it looks like Cinemacon and DC will happen at this weekend. The DC stuff for Cinemacon will all be done this weekend, so I don't think it's going to happen this midweek. Interesting. Thus far, the only movies with teaser trailers are Black Adam and The Flash, although The Flash also faces more difficulties than any of its companions due to off-camera issues. Shazam 2 only has the smallest of teasers out for fans to get a hint of what Zachary Levi's new costume looks like. And Aquaman 2 has only shown stills of Jason Momoa's new suit and limited behind-the-scenes footage, which makes you very suspicious. At the moment, Warner Brothers is keeping its plans for Cinemacon 2022 under wraps. This is interesting. But fans will have their eyes on the convention all weekend to see what comes from the panels. So even though Cinemacon's already launched, the DC stuff won't be catalogued and displayed till the weekend. Very, very interesting. So bring on the weekend, everyone. we should be hearing some very interesting things. Trill J, Reno Jack, nah, but it will make money. Reno Jack, Trill J, probably great for kids and families. Thinking of it as canon to Snyder films is hilarious, though. Carl Williams, whatever happened to HBO Max's Strange Adventure? Strange Adventure? No, Adventures, I'm not sure, because everything this studio green lights, my friend, never actually happened. Says the director, DC has no repair. They are literally a joke. It's like they themselves don't care. Wow. Well, yeah, they're going to Cinemacon with a movie with so many problems. And this is interesting. By the way, before I sign off for tonight, Andy Muschietti and Barbara Muschietti have been very quiet about The Flash. Will Andy Muschietti and Barbara be at Cinemacon? If they are not, we've got a big problem here. If they are and they don't talk, that's a big problem as well. I will keep you updated about this, as I will be covering Cinemacon this weekend, whatever time it starts. We will be here live to cover it, because this is the place to be. This has been Movies TV Mad Live. I'm Mick, your host with the most. Just ask your girlfriends and your wives. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hit the motivation. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss this perfection. So until I see you again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Thank you everyone for the support. I really enjoyed the positivity in this video, celebrating this Superman Golden Age movie news. I think it's really exciting personally. Henry, later Mickey, Reno Jack, have a great one, Mick, and all. You too, Reno. Trill J, goodbye. Thank you, Trill J, so much for your support. Thank you, Reno, for your support. Having you in here every day makes my day. It's cool. I like the way the channel's progressing. It's not hugely popular. It doesn't get over 100 views after time, but it doesn't matter. We're here to talk about geek and nerd, and I'm really having such a good time with this platform right now, and I think it's great. I will see you tomorrow for the DCEU Daily Live in the morning. Then from 6 p.m. UK time, unless I'm delayed like today, I will be here for Movies TV Mad Live, where we do what we're doing now, talking about the entertainment that we love. Until we see each other again, goodbye, au revoir, auf Wiedersehen. Reno Jack, cult classic Mick, always a good time, sir. Thank you. Thanks for the support. See you tomorrow. Thank you, everyone.